Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Whitney Wakamoto, Kate McCluggage, Diane Kirk, Dustin, Annabelle, Debbie, everybody clicking in, time in. How wonderful it is to see you all. Adrian Marquand in the house, Samantha Flint, who had very happy holidays, I'm sure. Extra special, the Farewells in the house. Nahasayu. Oh, this is great. Carmen from Oz. How amazing. Nora. Oh, great. Wonderful to see you, everybody. I'm going to just mute everybody here as we all join the call. And I just want to say thank you so much. Sydney, your very first call. How exciting. Well, welcome everybody to the call. It's such a pleasure to see you on January 2nd of a brand new year. How exciting. How exciting. Not only is it a brand new year, but today is also Winslow Corbett's birthday, and she's right here with us in Montreal. So it's all very, very exciting. And I just want to wish you all an extraordinary new year. A year that will exceed your expectation, your hopes, that will stretch you and fulfill you in ways that you can't even imagine. And I'm so grateful to be on this journey together. So thank you, everybody, for taking the time to be on it live. And for those of you who are going to be watching the recording, like Mac, who is traveling tonight, and Diana, who's working, thank you for taking the time to do that. This is practically my favorite call of the year. I love this questionnaire. This is a training that was inspired by Stuart Armfield, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But right before we start, we want to welcome our brand newest member. Kayla Leanne, will you do it the honors, please, and introduce Sydney to everybody?
Yes. Welcome, Sydney. Sydney has been with us for a few weeks. And she is just gorgeous, smart, really savvy, coachable, so much fun to work with, and just so open and lovely and really interested in people and community, and that's really what it's all about. And she's launched, and she has her first PC or two at this point. I haven't checked. And she's doing the 30 days, so she's really just jumping in, and I'm so excited for you, Sydney. And you just fit in so well in this wonderful
Kaylee, you're kind of going, but we get your gist. What a beautiful.
So if you would please share a little bit about. Did you? Can you say that last part again?
I was like this. We heard a lot of it, Kayla. You did a beautiful introduction. Now speak now. You look like you're on Frozen.
Okay, Sydney, I was just saying, would you please share why you decided to say yes to Arbonne?
Okay. So I got the products from Kayla, and I started using them, and they're incredible. They make me feel really good. They make my skin feel amazing. And I'm a makeup person that wears a ton of makeup to cover my face. And I just feel really good with them. I also needed something that, I wasn't feeling healthy, and I wanted to try something new. And I was excited to try this. I work a lot and haven't really been doing a whole lot of theater anymore. So I was really hoping to find something that would allow me some financial freedom to not feel so tied down to a 40-hour week, sometimes more job that's really stressful. So I kind of didn't know where else to go from there. I thought I was in a good spot, but I knew I had to sacrifice something. So hopefully I can change that balance eventually, maybe however long it takes to build this business. Instead of investing in someone else's company, I might as well invest in myself.
Hashtag amen. That is so smart, Sydney. That is so smart. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you know what, Sydney, as you were speaking, it dawned on me that there was something. Kayla and I had a conversation a couple of days ago, and we were talking about Arbonne and building a business and kind of how it all falls into place. And we were talking about, as an artist, how do you make this happen and still feel good? And the idea of redirecting your spending, if you are going to be spending from somebody else, why not spend from yourself? And Kayla, I had a thought for you, and I encourage everybody to think about this. Go start following Sue Cassidy, because Sue Cassidy is somebody who is an artist. I see Katie's special smile for Sue Cassidy. We have a fondness for Sue Cassidy. And Sue once said to me, early on in my business, she said, Steph, do you like the mascara? And I said, and I'm talking to Sue Cassidy, who's a big wig, Sydney, in Arbonne, super successful. And I said, of course, I love it. Of course I love it. It's just amazing. It's the best mascara I've ever had. And she said, I don't like it. And this is the old mascara. It's not the new mascara. But she said, I don't think it, it's not my favorite. And she said, but I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it from myself rather than give the money to Chanel. And I was thinking about that, Kayla, because I was just thinking about the idea that we have a store. And ultimately, we are our customer. We are our best customer. And we sell ourselves on Arbonne because we're building a business, and either we like the ingredient policy or we like the product or we believe in the business model. But it is, for me, ultimately, and every time I share Arbonne, I think this is something I'm doing to build something. So Sydney, as you start and as you've launched and as you start greasing your Arbonne wheel, and you start looking at the various people that you want to emulate and admire in Arbonne, follow Sue Cassidy as part of your training and as part of your mindset, because she has never done a product party. She has never touched anybody's face. She's never kind of gone around, like many people do, which is great for them. But if that's the strength, if that's part of your personality that you feel good doing, great. But know that there's somebody who's built an amazing business by talking about the business model. And that fundamentally, the business model is you're buying stuff from somewhere. What do you have to lose to buy it from yourself? So we'll continue this conversation, but Kel, I was thinking about you and I was thinking about us, and I woke up in the middle of the night thinking, Sue Cassidy, you got to tell Kayla to listen to Sue Cassidy. So, okay, guys. So fantastic, Sydney. Welcome. And you, as you already have discovered, you are in the best of hands with Kayla. You just couldn't ask for, you hit the jackpot there. So welcome. Okay, everybody. She is the best. Katie Farewell, who also was sponsored by her, says she is the best. So there you go. Ringing endorsement. So you guys, this is such a beautiful time of year, obviously, for all sorts of reasons that you've all experienced, hopefully. And this call is based on something that I heard Stuart Armfield do several years, maybe 3 years ago or something. And it's based on an experience that he had in Sarah Dunning. So these are names, Sydney, that you want to write down. Sarah Dunning. Sarah Dunning, Dunning, and Stuart. This is good for you too, Jody. Stuart. It's good for everybody. Armfield, Armfield. Katie Farewell's personal favorite, and along with Camilla and Sandy. But I posted on our page a couple of days ago, and I'll pin it at the top because I think a lot of people missed it. It was a YouTube video that he posted up on YouTube, that he uploaded onto YouTube, describing his journey. And I hope that we all watch this. I have to tell you, in the beginning of my business, I watch this all the time. And I remember when Winslow, I first sponsored Winslow, we kept watching this. And I kept saying, you know, look at Stuart. And we watched it together. We were on our couch. And it's just an amazing story. And I'm sure everyone will find inspiration in it. He had been an Arbonne consultant for quite some time, had lots of highs, lots of lows, mostly lows, mostly no's, and he was quite frustrated. And they did this exercise in Sarah Dunning's living room. He did a trip to Dubai, I think during the Christmas holidays, did this with Sarah Dunning on January 1st, his sponsor. 4 months later, he was a regional vice president. And the story in the video focuses so much on his mindset of what he had to do to help his mindset not quit, promote, sponsor, keep his mouth open. So these questions are based on a book called Your Best Year by Ginny, Jinnys, as in Sam, Ditzell, Ditzle. Ginny S. Ditzell. And they're wonderful questions. So I ask you all, there's Ruth. So nice to see you, Ruth. Haven't seen you in ages. Just go for it. Go to town on these questions. No matter where you are in your life, in Arbonne, dive into this experience. Okay, so here we go. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. It's really a great exercise. So if you can, write 10 statements for each question. First question is, what did I accomplish in 2016? What did I accomplish in 2016? It can be small, it can be big, anything. It could be starting an Arbonne business. It could be giving birth. It could be that you made an amazing friend. It could be a role that you played. What did I accomplish in 2016? Something that you feel good about. You mastered a soup recipe. Anything that has meaning for you. Did some point in the year you made a hard but smart decision? Did you take a trip you had wanted to take? Did you stick to a commitment that you had made to yourself? Did you pay off a debt? If you're a mother, I remember Mac saying to me, I would say to her, what'd you do today? Or how was your day? She said, I kept my baby alive. Something that you did that you're very proud of. Amazing. Okay. And this is something, you guys, that you can come back to later. But I'm figuring that most of you have got hopefully 10 each so far. Number 2, what were my biggest disappointments in 2016? What were my biggest disappointments in 2016? Where do you feel like you didn't play full out, but you wanted to? Not necessarily just Arbonne-wise, just in life. Or in Arbonne, not reaching a level or not growing your paycheck the way you wanted. Maybe feeling you didn't nurture a relationship the way you wanted to. If you had started the year wanting to pay down a debt and you didn't. Something that you felt you just let yourself down with. Maybe a habit you didn't create for yourself that you had wanted to, or a habit you wanted to break and didn't. You wanted to achieve something and didn't quite achieve it. Something that's left you feeling disappointed. And you can notice if it's easier for you to write your disappointments down than it is for you to write your accomplishments down. Without judgment, just notice it if that's the case. Maybe you felt instinctively you should do something, and you didn't. Things that you think, oh, should have done that, should have made a different decision. Buying something that you regretted. Maybe taking the easy way out of a hard decision. What were your biggest disappointments of the year? Okay. Want a little more time on that one, you guys? You ready to go on? Okay. What did I learn in 2016 from my accomplishments and my disappointments? What did I learn? And often you can look at your list and you might realize you learn more from your disappointments than you did from your accomplishments. So maybe you realize that you can hold yourself to a higher standard. Maybe you realized that you have tremendous discipline. Maybe you realized what makes you feel good about yourself when you're proud of yourself. Maybe you realized how important it is to drink tons of water a day. Maybe you realized you have some friends that you got to let go of. Maybe you realize there are certain people you want to be around more. What did I learn in 2016 from my accomplishments and my disappointments? Maybe you realize you need to read more. Maybe you realize you can't text and drive. Katie, farewell. It's like, Good, Katie. Maybe you learn that you are good enough just as you are. Maybe you learn that keeping a gratitude journal works miracles in your life. Karen. Yeah. Maybe you learned that the universe likes speed. Maybe you learned that you have to take 10 minutes a day to breathe deeply. Maybe you learned how important it is to tell people that you love them. What did you learn this year from your accomplishments and your disappointments? Maybe you learned about your work ethic, how good it is, or how not so good it is. Great. Number 4, give yourself 3 guidelines for 2017 that you're going to stick to. Give yourself 3 guidelines for 2017 that you're going to stick to. So it could be read 2 books a month. It could be to become a tracker of your spending, of your weight, of your web stats. Maybe it's Deciding to get out of the house every day if you're somebody who's reluctant to do that. Three guidelines that you will stick to. Maybe it's keeping a daily gratitude journal. Maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's having 5 appointments a week. 3 guidelines that you will stick to for yourself. Go to the movies once a week. Learn a language. Not goals, but guidelines. Socialize with different types of people. Maybe you want to weigh yourself every day. Maybe you want to schedule your day every night before you go to bed. Schedule the following day. Meet more people. 3 guidelines that you know you can do. Okay. Next question, number 5. How did I limit myself in 2016? How did I limit myself in 2016? How did you play small? Did you ever give up too quickly? Did you ever hear someone suggest to write down your goals and not do it? Did you ever feel, oh, I've got to go talk to that person, make that phone call, and didn't do it? How did I limit myself? When you deliberately know you're kind of sabotaging yourself. When you let yourself off the hook, not in a good way. Maybe you recognize that you're not always intentional in your day, or assume the positive. Thought that the world was against you. Or the deck was stacked against you. When did you make a decision or have an assumption that things just were not going to go your way? It's a really good one to look at your self-limiting beliefs. We all have them. So number 6, what areas of my life am I not achieving what I want? What areas of my life am I not achieving what I want? And there's no judgment on this at all, on any of these things. How are you feeling about your paycheck? Your health? Your habits? Your productivity? Your levels of preparedness? Your relationships? Your consistency? What areas of your life are you not achieving what you want? Your financial health, your career, outside of Arbonne, in Arbonne, your relationships with other people, your sense of peace, what areas of my life am I not achieving what I want? Your sense of beauty, your sense of growth, do you feel that other people trust you? Do you make your payments on time? Are you ever late? And number 7 is, what do I say to explain these failures? What excuses do I give that explain these areas that are not working out as well as I'd hoped? I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't live in the right spot. It's too hot. It's too cold. I'm not lucky. If I had more money. I don't meet the right people. I have to do this to cope because my life is so stressful. What do you say to yourself to explain these things that you feel you're failing. I'm not good at something. I'm not healthy enough. I'm not rich enough. I don't have time. I'm too good. I don't deserve it. I know more than they do. They would never say yes to Arbonne. All the excuses you make, we make. Sometimes they're very subtle. Sometimes they're really loud. The excuses that we give to explain why we're not fully satisfied in one area of our life or in an area in our life. All the ifs. Well, if this would happen, then I could do it. If only I had kangaroos in my backyard, I would be a happier person. Carmen. I look at Carmen's pictures with the kangaroos in her background and backyard, and that's heaven. Heaven. Okay, so now the fun part, guys. Well, I mean, not that that isn't all fun, what we've gone through, but now we get to turn this around. So from these so-called failures, we make affirmations. So affirmations are a sentence that tricks or trains the subconscious mind into believing that you already have what you want. So I'll repeat that. An affirmation is a sentence that tricks or trains the subconscious mind into believing that you already have what you want. So the things that you feel like you are not doing well at, turn it around and make an affirmation. So if you feel like you're not sponsoring the right kind of person, Stuart Armfield, his affirmation was, I am attracting positive, driven, focused, successful, dynamic, coachable leaders into my Arbonne business. And he started saying that a gazillion times a day. So look at what you feel you're failing at. If you don't have any money at the end of every month because you're just spending it, then you would say, I am so grateful for my incredible income that allows me to live a life of freedom and flexibility, for instance. But it's something in your words. A sentence that rewires your brain by affirming that you have what you want to have. And its affirmations are in the present tense. And in his book, The Success Principles, Jack Canfield gives some really great instructions on how to create really powerful affirmations. So if you're not a morning person, you might say, I love waking up at 6 a.m. and writing my gratitude journal for the first 15 minutes of my morning. I love going to the gym. I love eating cleanly. I love having club soda instead of vodka for my cocktail hour. No, but you wouldn't say instead of vodka. You just say, I love having club soda. That's one of mine, people, in case you hadn't recognized. I love whatever it is that you're feeling. I love being on time. I love arriving 15 minutes early to every appointment that I go to. My body and my mind are in line with each other. I love how healthy and alive I feel every single day. I love feeling so confident that when I walk into a room, I light it up. I am a money magnet. Money sticks to me like glue. I have the motivation to achieve all of my goals. Make sure they're in the present tense. And you're creating the feeling behind these affirmations, having the emotion as though you've already achieved it. And these are things that you repeat over and over again. And you stick them on the wall, stick them in your wallet, stick them in your car, stick them on your computer. Have them accessible because you'll repeat them out loud throughout the day. And, you know, people might think you've lost your marbles. But who cares if it means you're going to achieve what you desperately want to achieve? Feed your brain with what you want. It shifts your attention from complaining to living in the gratitude of it. And you build your belief that you can do it. And this you might circle back to all of these questions later, but this you might want to circle back to later in creating the affirmations that are right for you. And if you have trouble, just send me a message and I'll help you figure your affirmations out. And then use them. Okay, number 9. Great question. What roles do I play in life? What roles do I play in life? Are you a wife? A boyfriend? A fiance? A coach? A daughter? An aunt? A student? An actor? A doctor? A helicopter pilot? A server? A teacher? A friend? What are your roles? Sponsor? Teacher? What are the roles you play in your life? A dancer? Vampire dancer? Dustin? A father? So now, using a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to rate how good you are at these roles. 1 is low and 10 is high. Go through all of your roles and rate yourself. 1 to 10. One is low, 10 is high. All the roles: friend, neighbor, and of all those roles, which role will be the major focus that will change your life? Which role, if you focused on it, would create the biggest change in your life? Would it be your role as a daughter, as a wife, as an Arbonne consultant, as a student? If you really focused on it, which of these roles would create the biggest change in your life? So what's the one thing that you can do for each of the roles to improve your score? So in all those roles, what's an action that you could do to improve your score? It could be to be more patient, maybe, if you're in a relationship. less critical. Somehow, if you're a sister, how to treat your family members with more heart. If you're a daughter, how you can honor your parents more, or son. If you're a leader, what you can do to up your leadership. If you're a friend, what's something that you could do to make your friends feel extra special? What's one thing you could do as an Arbonne consultant to make you become a better Arbonne consultant? Being braver. Is it being coachable? Is it being more willing to ask for true feedback? What's one thing that you can do for each of your roles to improve your score? If you've put down team member as one of your roles, maybe it's how can I be more involved? How can I contribute to our team? So now we're going to go through a couple of different categories. On the top of the piece of paper, I want you to write finance and wealth. And then write down 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goals that you have for your finance and wealth world. So maybe it's a paycheck goal, promotion. Maybe Stuart talked about how we always underestimate what we can do in a year and overestimate what we can do in a month. Do you want your net worth to grow this year? Want to get out of debt? And he said, dream big, but know that it's something that you can achieve. So you're optimistic and realistic, what you absolutely believe you can achieve. In the Department of Finance and Wealth. How, if you're not financially independent from a spouse or a parent, do you want to become financially independent? Maybe you want to be able to save 10% every month of your income. Maybe you want to hire somebody to help clean your house. Maybe you just never want to have credit cards and only pay cash. Maybe you want to control your spending. Maybe you want to be able to tithe 10% of your income, give it to charity. What are your goals for your finances and your wealth? Second category is career, your career goals. So this can be Arbonne career, or it can be your other career. So in Arbonne, do you want to walk the stage at our global training conference? Do you want to be an area manager and go to the Pure Vibrance party? How many people do you want to sponsor? Next year at this time, what would you love your title to be? How many people would you love to help? What's your goal? Do you want to be cast as a dancer for Lady Gaga tour? Do you want to do a show on Broadway? Want to get your cooking show off the ground? Want to develop professionally in some way, get some kind of certification that you don't yet have. Career. What are your career goals? Next question is, next category is your free time. How do you want to spend your free time? Is it doing the rings in Los Angeles, down in Santa Monica? Is it being able to volunteer once a week for 2 hours? Is it having a date night, a real date night every week? How do you want to spend your free time? Building a garden? Having a luncheon with your girlfriends once a month? A special luncheon? Going for a massage once a month? Having time for yourself? What I love about this question is that we typically don't give much attention to our free time. Really be nice to have goals for your free time. So maybe it's reading, non-personal development. Maybe it's reading fiction. you know? Reading fiction. That's a great one. Okay, next category, health and appearance. Oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock already. Health and appearance. Well, guys, sorry. I had no idea this was health and it was less time. Health and appearance. So what are your goals? You know, so I can give you my example. For me, it's to play tennis 3 times a week, no matter what, and to up my level, to go up. You're kind of ranked in tennis, so want to go up a level. Maybe you have a desired way you want to look or feel strong, be able to hold a 3-minute plank. Maybe you want to be able to swim for a half an hour doing lengths without stopping. Maybe you really want to look like a true health coach. This is really about your health and your appearance, both. Maybe you want to wake up every morning feeling energized. Maybe you want to make a strong commitment to get to bed by 10 every night. I don't know. Something that means something to you. Health and appearance. And it can't be, I want to look like Kate McCluggage. It has to be something for you. I said, and it can't be, I want to look like Kate McCluggage. She does too. She wants to. Oh. What are you saying, Kate?
I was just saying, but I do look like me.
Exactly. But mine can't be, I want to look like Kate, as much as I, admire the way you look. But you know what I mean? Like, we all have, it's not about looking like someone else, it's about you. What do you want for you? Okay. Whoops. Okay. Another category is relationship. What are your goals for your relationships? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, as many goals as you can create for yourself. And everybody understand that as you go through this, you're going to look back at this list and kind of, finesse it. But goals in your relationships. You want to make someone feel so loved and appreciated. Maybe that's writing them a love note every week. Do you have relationship goals with your friends? As we did with the bingo, write 3 thank you notes every week. What are your relationship goals? How can you make your siblings feel better, feel loved? Your parents, your children, your partner if you have one. And the next category is personal development. What are your personal development goals? The daily reading that we always recommend. If you're not doing it, is that maybe a goal for you? Would it be to attend a big event, a big training event, GoPro or Tony Robbins event? Is that a goal? Is it a goal to be able to write a gratitude journal every day and see what happens to you? Is it a goal to do it 5 times a week? Is it a goal to watch a TED Talk once a week? Develop a meditation practice? In your personal development, what are some goals that you have for your personal development? And the last category is community and charity. What are your goals to participate better in your community, in your charitable affiliations? Could it be to volunteer in an Arbonne Charitable Foundation event? Could it be to sponsor a child, foster a child? Could it be to volunteer at a soup kitchen? In a classroom? To become a big brother or big sister in a city? A political involvement? What are some of your goals? And then you look at this entire list and highlight with a highlighter or a circle from each category, what are the things that are the most important to you for achieving this year? Of all those categories, what's most important? Is it about promoting to another level in Arbonne? Is it about getting rid of your debt? Is it about actually doing a gratitude practice? And this this is something you'll look over your list and kind of work out. But highlight 10 things from all of those categories that are the most important to you for achieving in 2017. And then focus on those 10 things for the year. We always hear from Arbonne leaders that it's very kind of black and white to them. They just kind of go, is this something that brings me closer to my goal or not? And even we hear it, with professional athletes, with anybody, the super high achievers at elite levels. Is this closer to my goal, or is this activity bring me further away from it? They're always thinking intentionally about the end game. So if you look at those 10 things that are really important to you, that tonight you're looking at your list going, this is really important to me, it will help you go through your year on purpose, with a purpose. I hope you have loved this exercise. It's something that the woman who wrote the book says it's a 3-hour process to go through all of that. So I hope that you take the time to think about these questions, to look over them, to ponder your lists. A lot of what you wrote down tonight was your gut instinct, and you might have some thoughts in the next 24 hours. I encourage you to take the time to look at the lists, to look at your accomplishments, Look at your disappointments. Look at the excuses that you come up for yourself without any judgment, right? We are all in the same boat. We all go through these things. But this helps us create a plan. You know that expression, if you don't create a plan, you plan to fail, or what's the expression? If something like that, make a plan. Anyway, something like that.
Fail to plan.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Which is a little harsh, but it's kind of true, right? So, thank you everybody for being on this call. And Sydney, you have a baptism of fire with all of these questions. So way to go. And I'm going to list some books too that Stuart recommends, that everybody who's been around for a while has heard of, but I'll put them on our page as well to remind you. But we always hear that leaders are readers, and we are all leaders. Make no mistake about it. Whether you were, sponsored 2 weeks ago, or you've been in this for 10 years, we all lead ourselves through this journey. We're always leaders and students at the same time. So my wish for all of us is that we go through this year showing up in the best possible way and fulfilling our potential. Because isn't it the worst feeling when you kind of think, let myself down a little bit? And when I heard Eric Worre at the GoPro event say to Donna Johnson, who has a mammoth business, he said, "You're playing small." I kind of went, wow, he just told Donna Johnson that she's playing small. Eric Worre said about himself that he was playing small. Tony Robbins told us everyone plays small. So not that we have to be like this, like insane, but isn't it nice to kind of know what you're working for and bring your whole beautiful selves to every day? Because I sure love you guys. And even Sydney, we have not met, I love you. I just love that you said yes to something and that you're on tonight. So thank you. Thank you everybody for being here and for doing the best for your lives. And I'm so committed to you, to your success. It truly is one of the biggest joys of my life to be able to support us all as we go through this journey. I am so excited for 2017. Amazing things are going to happen. Growth happens in all sorts of different ways, manifests in all sorts of different ways. And it's a privilege to be growing together. So thank you so much, everybody. I send you lots of love from Montreal. Can't wait to be back in LA. Oh, you're welcome, Misty. And goodbye, everybody. Mwah. Wait. Yes, we'll unmute. We'll unmute and we'll wish everybody a happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody!
Stephanie, I really think we need to sing happy birthday to Winslow.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Winslow. Happy birthday to you. Yes, I was hoping for that.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
Oh, that was awfully terrific.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, and let's have an amazing 2017. Blowing it out of the water in every way. Mwah. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Love you. Thanks. Bye.